It's becoming basically a trend on my channel. You know, I'm talking about Velma a lot. Well, when the show initially came out, we pointed out something that Velma wasn't Velma. Velma was Mindy Kaling. Velma was a self-insert for Mindy Kaling. Pretty obvious. If you don't know anything, it's pretty darn obvious. This is Mindy Kaling. And audiences don't like it. Critics don't like it. Audiences despise it. I'm shocked that this is still only at a 6%. Anyways, but we started pointing stuff out, and people were calling us racist when we heard things like, I think the characters in this are iconic, but in no way are they defined by their whiteness. Oh, we were started to be called racist for pointing out, hey, you know what? You're self-inserting Mindy Kaling, Constance Wu, and Sam What's-His-Nuts, because I don't have time to care right now. But oddly enough, you're keeping Fred white. Well, I couldn't find the quote out this time, but when they talked about characters not being iconic and not being defined by their whiteness, they also mentioned, oh, but Fred is. Most Indian American women, when they see skeptical, hardworking, underappreciated characters they can identify with, the vast majority are ready for it. This show is for them. This show was made for them. Mindy Kaling self-inserted herself. Mindy Kaling's decision. We knew it would be fun for me to play Velma, but we had a conversation where Velma is white, and we have this new choice to do the show. And if I'm voicing her, should she be white or should she not? Well, that's part of this new woke social justice stuff where you can't portray. If you are voicing a character, they have to look like you, even in the voice room, you know? So take Apu, for example, from Simpsons. The voice actor had to quit because he was white and he was portraying a stereotype and being racist according to this logic. So I quit being Apu and then went around and did an apology tour, saying all sorts of crazy stuff. Anyways, I don't agree with that. I think if your voice actor is something completely different, you should be able to voice whoever the heck you want to voice. But this is an ideology they have that you can't, unless you are gay, you can't portray a gay. Unless you are this, you can't portray that. Unless you're this, you can't do this. Skin color, paraplegic, so on, so on, so on. Because you're taking the job away from somebody else. That's the main idea from that point of view. We were really inspired by Into the Spider-Verse. It's animation. We can do anything. The essence of Velma is not necessarily tied to her whiteness, and I identify so much as her character, and I think so many people do. So it's like, yeah, let's make her Indian in this series. No, you decided to make her you, Mindy Kaling. You decided to make her you. You decided to tokenize her. You decided to change all these characters and do self-insertions for Glenn, Sam, and Constance. But now, you got some pushback. Not just from, people like me who are fans of the original property and think this is a bastardization of everything. Not just from people who recognize that this show is just crap, god-awful, and are pointing out that you're just self-inserting yourself. And we've gone over it a lot. Even the wokies don't like it. Wokies think this is some sort of Mindy Kaling's gone conservative. That's one of their ideas. Well, now, I've been hit. I don't think I've talked about it on this channel yet. 6 tweets that perfectly explain why South Asian Twitter is not feeling Velma. Even the people you specifically race swap to appease, the people you said, we'll come back here. The people you said, growing up I identified with Velma. She was so cute, but not traditionally hot with a questionable haircut. I feel so honored to get to do the voice. She's a truth teller cutting through the bullish of life. When you are smart and underappreciated, I hope people appreciate that. You are connecting that with yourself, and most Indian American women, when they see skeptical, hardworking, underappreciated characters, they can identify with her. You self-inserted yourself to appease these people, and they don't like it. And I love, this article is just filled with brain dead thoughts, but I'm just going to read you some of it. Don't get me wrong. This series, white male showrunner, God, why? Why point out the race of anything? Charlie Grandy is also entirely accountable for these depictions, yet the show falls back on what critics call Kaling's familiar pattern of self-insertion. They acknowledge it! They know you're doing it! We know you're doing it! That's why we're calling it out, because it's bullish! Which centers whiteness and as a source of validation and displays brownness across now 4 different highly publicized series. In Kaling's 3 other shows, whiteness emerged as an aspiration in the romantic relationship of characters Mindy Lahiri, The Mindy Project, Devi Vishkaur, I cannot say that, Never Have I Ever, and Bella Malaharat, The Sex Lives of College Girls. And it's not sitting right with anyone. Other than the whiteness part, the self-insertion is what I criticize. We've evolved past the era of using our culture as a gag line or a reason for self-deprecation. People don't like this. And let's scroll through some of these tweets, shall we? From Sai. I'm happy Mindy Kaling's style of writing brown girls that hate themselves wasn't around when I was younger, and only became a thing when I was at age where I loved my heritage and skin color. I can't imagine being young and already self-conscious and then seeing that portrayal. Mindy. Even the people you tried to appease don't like it. Well, granted, you weren't trying to appease them. You were just trying to self-insert yourself. It's wild to me that #Velma was the thing that sparked all the Mindy Kaling criticism. Mindy always thrived for white validation in her work. She wrote this scene: a young Indian girl eagerly rejects her culture because she thinks having a white boyfriend is better and more appealing. Wow. I don't really go back to that. Mindy Kaling needs to stop portraying Indian girls as losers. I personally extremely cool and sick of it. Well, that's a little narcissistic of you. Granted. Hey. Get it. #Velma. So Velma is a brown girl in this show, and Fred is a racist, rude douchebag. In addition, she's crushing on him at the same time acknowledging that he's rude. This is terrible. See, you made this show specifically to portray this stuff. You specifically made Fred a racist, white dum-dum who needs to be taken care of like a man baby. You crush on him. You make all this yourself. This is your own doing. This is your ideology at full display, and people are noticing it. I'm saying this is She-Hulk over the line. She-Hulk was awful. She-Hulk displayed everything you guys have ever wanted. You know, your dude that loves the character so much. You have Sims, you have all the stuff you guys have ever wanted, but nobody came out against it. People championed it. People said it was amazing. And now we have this. And it just takes it one step over that line. Just one step over that line. And it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. It's criticizing us. It's a parody. This is you guys at full display. This is the ideology that Hollywood has been putting out for years now. We've been calling it out. And now it's being laid out for the world to see. And everybody's like, oh, she's obvious. This has never been around. This has never been around. This is just awful. This is the first time we've seen of it. No, it's been around for a while. All these individuals are complaining about how Mindy Kaling has depicted herself, because they're not Indian culture. She's not depicting Indian culture. She's depicting herself. Yeah, she's self-deprecating, but it's not funny. It's disturbing, and she's not Velma. She's supposed to be Velma, not Mindy Kaling, but she's Mindy Kaling. You get this one. Velma is unfortunately just the latest in a series of brown girl characters written by Mindy Kaling that represent brown girls by stripping them of their brownness as well as their moral compass sometimes. No, she depicts herself. Mindy Kaling only does herself. That's why she's so dumb. That's why her characters are just Mindy Kaling. She's not original. Every time she depicts a brown girl, she puts herself. It's a self-insert. That's all it is. These aren't... Velma is not a depiction of Indian culture. She's a depiction of Mindy. Actually, I've been seeing a lot of Velma discourse on my feed and wanted to share my quick 2 cents. Can we please get some positive brown girl rep for once? Why does every brown girl have to be written to be self-hating and insufferable? You're complaining about Mindy Kaling, though. You're complaining about how awful Mindy Kaling is. That's what you're needing to point out here. You know what? You want to know one of my favorite depictions of maybe Indian culture? I guess I don't really care. It comes from New Girl, right? New Girl, yeah. Her best friend was South Asian, Indian, whatever you want to call it. She was fun. She wasn't self-deprecating. She was a model. She was hot. She was cool. I think her name was Gigi off the top of my head. It's been a while since I saw the show. That was a good depiction. And hey, look. Nobody complained about her skin color. Nobody complained about her. We're complaining now because you're trying to... because Gigi was an original character. We're complaining that you've taken a character, you've self-inserted it, you said it was for... most Indian women, and we're here to do this for them, but it was you self-inserting yourself, as you say here. People recognize it, and now people are acknowledging it, and they're saying, hey, this is crap. Everything you've put out is crap. You wrote some of the awful seasons of Office, some of the awful episodes of Office. You're not original. And even the people you were doing this for don't like it. So let me get your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Share it out with your friends. Sharing is the most important thing, guys. Hit that, and I hope I earned your subscription today. So hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.